Good evening, everyone. It's Cam with Modern Retro Renaissance. I know it's been a little while. Things have got a little busy with work and with life and with family. But one of my subscribers, Aladdin Pop, a couple of days ago, asked me, when are you going to give us an update on your top 50 list? And he inspired me to go ahead and do numbers 40 through 31. Everybody knows how this works. I'll not keep you any longer and we'll get started. Number 40 is Diablo 3. I played this game when it first came out on my 27-inch iMac, which I was able to run at the ultra high settings and was running it at something like 300 frames per second, which made it very pretty. Put well over 100 hours into it on the iMac, and then when I got my PlayStation 4, I bought the Ultimate Collection, Reaper of Souls expansion, all of that. Put another probably 80 hours into it. The game, when it first came out, had a controversial auction house that eventually got shut down because of all the bad press. To be honest, it never really bothered me. While it was open, I used it quite a bit. Many prefer Diablo 2 to Diablo 3, but to be honest, I prefer number 3. I can't really put a finger on why that is. Just one of those certain je ne sais quoi, I guess. The great thing is there's not really a wrong choice when you pick any of the Diablos. One started to show its age a little bit, and I know 4 was a little bit divisive also. But yeah, Diablo 3 is my number 40 pick. You should play it. Number 39, SteamWorld Heist by a company known as Image and Form. Came out in 2015. All of the SteamWorld games are worth playing. If you've never played them, then turn my video off, go download one. You can probably find it for $2. Image and Form, the company that made SteamWorld Heist, is actually no longer in existence. They are now a company called The Station. And regardless of the name that they're going by, they do not make bad games. And they may be my all-around favorite indie developer. SteamWorld Heist, the best way to describe it is it's 2D XCOM. Everything's on a side-scrolling type plane. It's such an enjoyable, it's a turn-based strategy game. It's hard to really put into words. You have to play it. A lot of physics, ricocheting shots around barriers and whatnot. The soundtrack for this game, as are a lot of this company's games, is done by a band called Steam Powered Giraffe. Very interesting band. Definitely give them a try. I realize they are not everyone's cup of tea. This game actually just had a sequel come out a couple months ago, which I'm waiting to go on sale, and I will be picking up and I will be playing as soon as I find it for the price that I want it. Number 38, Gunstar Heroes by Treasure, released in 1993. Gunstar Heroes is my favorite Treasure game until tomorrow, when my opinion will probably change and it'll probably be Guardian Heroes. The weapon combination system in this game makes it a very unique run and gun experience. If I didn't mention before, it is a run and gun game a la Contra. Actually, the developers, Treasure, were former Konami employees that broke off because they didn't like being told what they could and could not make, and so they created this game, and you can definitely feel the Contra vibes from it. Unlike most run and gun games, this is not a one-hit kill type game. It actually has a health point system, which makes it a little bit more forgiving than its normal run and gun brethren. Number 37, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 by Neversoft, released in 2001. I prefer this game to Tony Hawk Part 2, which is most people's favorite. Once again, it is one of those problems it's nice to have, because Tony Hawk 2 and 3, both amazing games. It had the inclusion of the revert maneuver, which really opened up combo potentials. something that was not in Tony Hawk 2. And icing on the cake, you can play as Wolverine of X-Men fame. Need I say more? Number 36, Dead Cells by Motion Twin, released in 2018. It is a 2D side-scrolling Roguevania. I may have made that word up, I may have heard it somewhere. This is one of two games that made me want to create a modern retro channel. The other one will be coming up in this top 50 list at a later point. There are hundreds of weapons and weapon combinations that you can use to attack the unforgiving gameplay in Dead Cells, and it is tough. It's 8-bit Nintendo tough. It has some of the best downloadable content that I've ever played, and I'm usually not a huge fan of DLC. And speaking of that, it has a DLC called Return to Castlevania, which is the best modern Castlevania game made in the last 15 years at least. It's the game that Konami refuses to give to us. If for no other reason, if you're a fan of Castlevania, get Dead Cells and get the Castlevania DLC. You will thank yourself. Number 35, StarCraft II by Blizzard, released in 2010. This is a real-time strategy game that's still played online by millions and millions of South Koreans. I say played by South Koreans because you do not want to play them. They will beat you. They are relentless. They have been practicing for 14 years and they just keep getting better. The game takes inspiration from the Warhammer 40k series, which is one of my favorite book series to read. If you've never done Warhammer 40k books, it can seem a bit daunting. There's hundreds and hundreds of books to read from and 10,000 years of history. StarCraft 2, if it appeals to you, then look into Warcraft. In the game, there is a cover of Elvis's song Suspicious Minds by a band called Revolution Overdrive, and it remains on my phone to this day, and I still listen to it. Number 34 is Rayman Legends by Ubisoft, released in 2013. This is a 2D platformer that is as beautiful today as it was 11 years when it originally came out. All the Rayman games are known for their beautiful graphics, and this one just took it to another level. It is sublime to look at and to watch it in motion. This is, and I know this is a bold statement, the best 2D platforming that you can get outside of a game that stars Mario. There is tons of content, including several levels from the prior game, Rayman Origins. To be honest, there are enough side content levels in this game to justify its own game. Number 33, Metroid Dread by Nintendo, of course, released in 2021. This game actually took the place of Super Metroid as my favorite 2D Metroid game. Not a statement that I make lightly. It implemented some of the new gameplay elements, such as the parry maneuver found in Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS. Another excellent game if you've never played it. There is a reason that this is the best-selling Metroid game ever, and it is in how beautiful, how tight the gameplay is. It's pretty much Metroid perfection. Number 32, Wipeout XL by Psygnosis, released in 1996. This game inspired all futuristic racing games to come after it. It is something special, i.e., it makes my list at number 32. The sense of speed was unrivaled when it released. To be honest, going back and trying to play some of the harder levels, the sense of speed is still hard to fathom. It has an electronic soundtrack which matches the tone and speed of the game perfectly. The music really gets your heart racing if the gameplay doesn't. And last for this list, number 31, Soul Calibur 2 by Namco, released in 2002. It's hard to explain how much fun this game was 22 years ago and how much fun this game remains today. I actually played it a couple weeks ago and was surprised at how well it has aged. This game was released for the big three consoles: PlayStation, Microsoft, Xbox, and the GameCube. Each one had a console-specific character. Heihachi from Tekken for the PlayStation 2, Spawn, the comic book character, for Xbox, and Link for, obviously, Nintendo. This was a favorite game to play at night on my dorm floor my last year of college, and we got into some heated battles with this game. Lots of nostalgia, just looking back and remembering the guys that I lived with for 4 years. Every time I play this game, it makes me think of them. And just another reason that it makes my list. Well, that's my next 10. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you agree. You may disagree with my picks. Agree or disagree, I'd love to hear your comments. And as always, be modern, be retro, be modern retro.